Hello everyone. So we've just had a look at some artist research pages and we've had a look at our artist, which is called Zella. So we're going to start creating our artist research page. I have an A4 page here and you may have seen I've already started doing parts of it. On the PowerPoint page, I've put some kind of bubble writing, 3D lettering for you to help you out. I've started mine already with Zerin because I'm going to show you how I do Zella. So I wanted to show you first how to do the top one. As you may have noticed on the artist research page, some of them put the artist name in the middle, some of them put it at the top, some of them put it down the side, some of them put it at the bottom. It's totally up to you. What we need to fit in on the artist research page is the date, the artist name, a small artist copy, and then we're going to do some writing about them. So as long as you've got enough room for that, I do not mind where you put your title, but I'm just going to put mine in the middle as it's easier for me to show you that way. So I've done Zerin already. As you may have noticed, I've drawn two parallel lines and I've measured them. Okay, so this one up here, I've got my ruler here. Okay, they're about 5. So I did the second one 5 as well. This will help you when drawing your letters if you find it hard to do bubble writing, is because the letters will touch the top and the bottom of the line. So you don't get like a Z that's really big and then an A that's really small. Okay, so this will help you out a lot. Also, we're doing 3D lettering because we are going to draw some patterns and shade and colour inside of the letters. So we have to have it being 3D so we can do that. Okay, so I'm going to start doing Zella now. So I'm going to draw, and some of this I did freehand. So I didn't draw everything with a ruler, but some of it where it's like a straight line, okay, like there, where I haven't drawn with a ruler, the side of it isn't very sharp, so I may go over that with a straight line and it looks a lot better. So I am going to draw, it's totally up to you how you do it. If you want to do it with a ruler, you can. If you find it easier without a ruler, that's fine too. So, I've done my Z there. I'm going to draw down a little bit with that to get the Zella. Go across like that. And then I'm going to go down like a Z. Some of you may find it easier to draw a Z shape first and then go over and kind of block it into a 3D shape. Or a 2D shape, sorry, but more like bubble writing, okay? Okay, so the Z is pretty simple. That's not a very hard shape to draw. Some of the other ones are a bit difficult though. So there we go, we got a Z. So you also need to make sure you have enough to fit in. So you don't want to make, on my Zerin is there, and I did the second name underneath because I wouldn't have had enough room to fit it in there. But just make sure you don't do the letters massive because I've got to fit in Zella. If you want to measure it out so you get each letter the same width, you can do that. That's totally up to you. So now I'm going to move on to the E. So I'm going to draw a line straight down. And then I'm going to draw going out a bit. So you can see they're all kind of the same sort of size. So I'm going to make them just by eye the same sort of length across. Then I'm going to draw this one down, draw this one up, go in. I don't want to make it too skinny because I have to draw inside of it, remember. I'm going to draw patterns. There we go. And then I'm going to get in the middle and get a block of an E there, and it needs to end there because that's where the other ones end. And that is my Z. My E, sorry. Then I'm going to do 2 L's. So we're getting okay at the moment. We've got enough room. So each time I'm putting it about that far apart. So let's actually measure that. I'm just doing that by eye. But it's about nearly 1 centimetre, just underneath for this. And that gives me enough room to when I come to colour and add some patterns into it, I will be able to. So that's my L. I'm going to draw that again. And some of you, it will take you a while to get the letters right. Some of them may look a bit odd when you do them, or they're too skinny, and therefore you'll have to do it again, and that's totally fine. Because I remember when I was smaller, when I was like your guys' age, I found it quite difficult to do bubble writing. It was really, really hard. So now I might make these L's a bit shorter, because as you can see, I've got this tiny little bit left to do an E and an R, and I don't think that's going to fit in. So I'm just going to make these L's a little bit shorter, because I'm not going to be able to fit it in otherwise. So if you make sure you're pressing very, very lightly, like I've been doing, you can't really see it when I rub it out. There we go. A little bit across and a little bit down. So now it gives me a bit more room to do the rest of it. Then I'm going to fit my E in. And I've put the spelling on the PowerPoint, so don't worry too much if you're like, how do I spell that? It's on the PowerPoint, okay? So there we go. I am making this E slightly smaller, because again, I'm not going to be able to fit it in otherwise. Oh, just totally missed the inside of it. It's going to be a C instead of an E. So as you can see, when I use a ruler, I get quite sharp edges. And this E is smaller than the other E, but it's okay. It all looks kind of in proportion to one another. And then I'm going to finish with the R, which is a bit more difficult because it's got a rounded shape. All of these ones so far have straight lines, so I can use my ruler. So with the R, and what I suggest also is that all of them are in capitals. I've done all of them in capitals for you, and that's so you have kind of more room, and they're easier to do when they're in capitals. So I'm going to draw a little small line across like that. I'm going to go over into my R. So I'm doing all the straight bits first, then I'm going to go up like that. And now I need to create the circular bit. So it's going to go straight like that, and then it's going to go round. So I might take that in a little bit. Put that over to there. And then I'm going to freehand draw the inside. Like that. So it doesn't have to be completely perfect. I've got my name there, my artist name. As you can see, the E there is a lot bigger than that E, but it's all kind of in proportion to one another. I don't have any letters that are like really skinny and ones that are really big. So that's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to write the whole artist name, which is Zella. Okay, you can write it in the middle, you can write it on the top, you can write it a lot smaller than that if you want to. It doesn't have to be as big as mine, it could be smaller. You can write it down the side, you can write it across the bottom, you can write it diagonally if you want to. It's totally up to you. So I want you to get to this point until you move on to the next bit, please.